Son of a... Okay, Shaggy's trying to figure out why everybody can only hear me and not everybody else. So, son of a bitch, this is the Mike Show. And the podcast for this show is going to be phenomenal. I can tell you right now. People are going to be listening to this and they're going to be like, after 2 hours of the smooth and sexy voice of Mike the Ape Man. And that's it. Because, I didn't speak enough this weekend. So while Shaggy's trying to rewire, let me tell you all what I did this weekend. Saturday night, I had the honor of DJing a friend's 60th birthday party. And this was my first official paying gig as a DJ. And quite possibly my last. Because loading in the rain, through an alley, up the stairs, through the kitchen, and then reverse coming back out, not exactly fun. Had to get up the following day to DJ, or I guess you'd call it DJ, the Animal Shelter's Spooktacular Designer Bag Bingo, where I was the bingo caller. So 8 games of bingo. I'm calling out bingo numbers, as well as other door prizes. Today, I took the day off trying to recover. I could not lift my arms above my shoulders. I felt like John McCain, and I don't mean that to be insensitive. But, hey, what's the dinging? Okay. Hello, Teresa. Right now, I'm the only one who the stream can hear. I don't know why your mouth, teeth, chin, and lips are bright purple. I hope this has to do with Halloween and not some kind of Hawaiian punch accident or some kind of injury. What I will say is stop chewing on glow sticks. That might help. Oh, Shaggy. Love when Shaggy does stuff and just assumes it's going to work. There's a flashlight going on. This cannot be good. Oh, God. Don't shine a light at the guy who gets migraines from bright lights. That's brilliant. The only one who can speak, and you're going to give me a migraine. Great. That's brilliant. Had one of those ring pops that paint your tongue a different color. Okay. I understand. But why your chin? Your mouth, teeth, lips, ring pop, that's fine. Are you drooling? Is that what's happening? Was it that good that you're drooling? Or... Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, I actually had to watch one of the double feature movie review, or one of the movies we're doing in the later part of the show. By the time Shaggy gets everything working, something just... What is that? Shaggy's plugging in a USB something, maybe? What's a ding? There's dinging in my ears. I don't know if you guys... Nope, still nothing. Oh, this is fantastic, guys. I love my life. Let's see. So as I was saying, yes, the double feature movie review, by the time we get to that point in the show, Shaggy should have the sound working. We're going to be reviewing the movies Carpool, starring David Painter and Tom Arnold, as well as a cast of child actors, and Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, which was a fantastic piece of modern cinema. I'm running.
It's third in a trilogy.
Hold on. Test 1, 2. Hey, there we go. Okay, hopefully everybody can hear us now.
Oh, yes. It's Carpool.
Yes! Finally!
So we'll talk about Carpool later, which is third in the trilogy, which nobody else seems to know. But the other two movies are better in the trilogy.
Now,
All right. Welcome, everybody, to PTR Radio. Here on the fabulous interweb.
oh God,
So, this evening we have lots for you to listen to. Thank you, Mike, for that great monologue. I didn't know that you had such, comedic chops. We're going to have to make that a regular segment.
no, we're not.
They did a very good job of making sure this was not going to rival the Collins Show.
Yeah.
Which, my goodness, how long ago was the Collins Show now?
Oh, long time. Long time
I don't know
ago.
how many cells I have left from back then.
That had to be. It had to be at least 14 years ago. 13, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, long time. Long time ago. By the way, this train wreck brought to you by Ski. That's right, Ski. For when you've got your wires crossed, Ski.
Yeah, so before you figured out that no one could hear you talking about it,
Yeah.
let's explain what you did.
Okay, so
First off, Mike is supposed
Yeah.
to look better, so please let us know.
So we want to know in the comments, how good does Mike look? Because
No, compare it to the other guys. Let's not like video quality. That's what we're debating
yes.
here. Because look, we know I'm beautiful.
not his sexiness. All right, we know he's a hunk of man love, but in previous episodes he has looked like a Minecraft character, with significant resolution problems. But we're hoping now that has been solved, and the reason why we hope that has been solved is a $300 investment in our streaming equipment. For our free podcast. So,
Wow.
just to so what we found out was one of the reasons why stream quality has not been the greatest was because our processor was getting maxed out. All right, we were running a quad core 3.7 gigahertz processor out of free cycles, and that's because we were trying to offload graphics work to a to a video card that couldn't handle it. So this was our old video card, all right, which for me was an expensive video card. It's a 1050 Ti.
Okay.
All right, which at the time when I bought it, I think it was like $200, which was probably one of the single most expensive components I'd ever bought. It was more than the processor, all right, which I thought was ridiculous at the time. Funny enough, most video cards are still more expensive than the processor, but thank you to NVIDIA for recently releasing their 20 series and making everybody go crazy over it and dump all their old stuff. So I was able to find on eBay a new 1070 Ti, not new, but used. So, but you remember how small that card was, okay? So that card's about there. The new card is about this big. It's from that end to that end. That end to that end. All right. So there was a large effort to fit that large of a video card in our broadcasting rig, which meant everything had to come out, basically.
So wait, what? What kind of card did you replace?
I took out a 1050 Ti and I put in a 1070 Ti.
You want to sell me the 1050?
I already think I have it sold.
Okay.
But if I don't, I will entertain offers.
Because I'm actually running a 750.
Yeah. Well, it's like my main machine's running a Intel like 560, which is, built-in graphics, not really anything to write home about, but on an i7 it doesn't matter that much. But the whole idea is that now we can send that processing that the CPU was doing off to the video card, and we should get much better quality on the streams. Both on the streams and on the recordings, we should get much better video quality now. So, when Mike dons funny hats or does something else, everything should look good on Mike's side of the equation.
Yeah, so I think Mama Blair is referring, I did a little redecorating, rearranging kind of, and so now I have the chimp back here.
I think those shelves are new too, aren't they?
The shelves are new as well. I got rid of bookcases over there. I have a chest that was upstairs that you can't see behind the desk, but that allows me to display my limited collection of Funkos now.
Yeah. So the nice thing is people can actually see that stuff, Mike, because before they couldn't tell. And I mean, we had people thinking that your sore muscle cream was like jerkin juice. So, you know.
Back there on the other side is where that's going to be the sponsor wall.
Yes.
So right now you can see it only has Death Wish Coffee. Are unofficially going to add
yes,
S Clown Brewing to the sponsor wall, and eventually we'll add Ski up there as well.
In less than a month, you'll have stuff from Ski.
That's correct. That is correct.
In fact, I looked at it, and it looks like the night that I'm thinking about being in your area would be a show night.
Oh,
so
Lord.
No special. You were already planning on having some time free. No special scheduling required, maybe.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Because how the hell are we going to do? Well, we'll have to discuss this one because I don't know if my rig is set up to do all of this.
I don't think we can do a show. I think we may do like a little Facebook Live thing, and that's it.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. We can do a Facebook Live from wherever we wind up.
Yeah.
Dinner and drinks kind of thing. Yes.
Yeah, because I can tell you right now, my wife would not be comfortable in essentially someone she doesn't know's house for 2 hours while we do a show.
I completely understand.
As gracious as you and your wife are, but I totally
understand.
And I would get so much crap for going, okay, honey, see you in a couple hours. I'm going downstairs with Mike.
I agree with that.
So yeah, that wouldn't be cool at
all.
all.
As much crap as, hey, honey, let's go down with Mike and have a show.
Yeah. Oh no, she wouldn't be on the show ever. That would be horrendous.
Yes.
Speaking of the show, though, we are all caught up on the podcast feed. Sorry for getting so behind. But as kind of a makeup, I also posted a few On the Road Again segments. So if you are a fan of those shorter segments, those are the ones we do in between to kind of filler. I did some of those, and I think I finally have the audio figured out for On the Road Again, so it doesn't sound like I'm in a giant wind tunnel. So both my microphone, my lapel mic in the car is working well, and I just bought these so that I can look like, a 60-year-old at the grocery store. I have my Bluetooth boom mic headset. So you can look forward to more recordings for On the Road Again segments, since it will be easier to do.
Okay, I'm worried about the legality of those.
Oh, yeah, no, totally not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But I have seen people do worse in the car, though. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see what people think of the On the Road Again segment. Sometimes those take more of a somber tone than the show. So just a little warning there. Those tend to get a little bit more serious. Those are typically for topics that we don't cover here. So, all right, on to fun stuff, though, now that we've got all the technical problems solved. So Halloween is right around the corner. In fact, it's just in a few days. And I had announced this on the last show. I did a trunk or treat. Now, Mike, are these big in your area?
Yes, damn it. And I have a... Go on.
All right, so the church that I attend put it on, and it was, last year was our first year, so this was the second year, and we were anticipating just as many people coming through. So last year we had 1,000 people. I haven't gotten a head count on how many came this time, but I have a feeling it was larger because they kept asking for more and more and more candy. So because we all donate, and then they just take a little trolley around to all the cars and refill buckets.
Uh-huh.
I can tell you personally, we donated over $100 worth of candy, which is a lot.
That's a lot of candy.
So what was great, though, was I spent all week building this cardboard castle. All right, because my daughter wanted to be Cinderella, and what is Cinderella without her castle? So which in my mind she looked more like Princess Peach than Cinderella, but whatever.
Hey, Princess Peach is good too.
Yeah. So I built this cardboard castle, and then it's 40-mile-an-hour winds. And so it never got out of my dad's truck because my wife wanted to put pinwheels on it. And I said, oh, you mean propellers? Because that's what they would have become in this windstorm.
Yeah.
It was ridiculously windy to the point where I didn't even put my speakers, because I was running sound, up on tripods because I knew they were just going to blow over, and one was sitting right next to a classic car that I didn't want to pay to have a dent in the hood removed. All right. I didn't even... Normally, I run my rig off of a purpose-built laptop that's integrated into the rig. I didn't even boot that up because I couldn't put the monitor on top of the rig because it would have gotten blown over and broken. So I ran it off of my phone. All right, I just plugged my phone directly into the mixer and that into the amp. But it was a good time. There were a lot of people there. But I have a couple of questions for you guys. All right.
Yeah.
One, you're going to a trunk or treat at a church. Okay? Made for small children.
Yeah.
Okay? Usually those are specifically designed for small kids. All right? Do you let the other children that you're bringing wear the grossest, most disgusting, most scary costumes ever?
No.
Okay.
No.
Some of these parents did, which I was a little bit upset about. Also, do you just assume that you can bring your dogs?
No.
Because there was like half a dozen of them there, and
Now,
not all of them were small dogs.
See, now here's the thing. Like, if we were going to something like that and we decided we were going to bring the dog, we wouldn't bring all our dogs. We would bring probably one that's Daisy, and she'd be in a stroller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In a costume?
Probably. At least in a dress.
I was going to say, at least have the dog in a costume.
There were a couple in a costume, but my point is, okay, one, you got kids with allergies. Now, two, you just got kids that aren't comfortable with dogs being around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't guarantee that everybody is okay with the dog.
Yep.
And you're going to a public event. If they were going to, I don't know, a fireworks festival downtown or whatever, they wouldn't necessarily bring their dog there.
No, you absolutely wouldn't. I would have more of a problem with somebody trying to bring a dog where there's fireworks than
Okay,
trunk or treat.
and that was possibly a bad example, but like if they were going to a parade,
Okay.
all right, they wouldn't bring their dog there.
I did a grimace face there. I want to make sure it's clear. It's not because I'm disagreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, have you seen everywhere that people are taking dogs now? I mean, it is crazy.
The number of emotional support animals seems to have quadrupled lately.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
All right. I have seen so many dogs in I've seen so many dogs in Walmart. And I agree with Teresa. The number of trunk or treats has gone through the roof, and there's less door to door.
Yes, and this is my problem. At least the town is making it well known when they're doing their trunk or treat now. All right? But there are still pockets in the neighborhood that do trunk or treats like on their block instead of the kids coming around. My problem is this completely throws off the idea of how much candy we need to buy. Now it becomes a freaking strategy meeting. Okay. Let's get this stuff. Like today, we went and bought stuff today. All right. We're giving out Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
Nice pick.
You're straddling that choice between healthy and favorite house.
At least it is sweet tarts.
I say that we are straddling that choice between, and we also got a bag of the assorted chips as a backup.
Okay.
Right. So the Rice Krispie treats we can always take places with us. They're not a terrible snack. So if we get leftover, we can eat them. Same thing with the chips. I can eat them at lunch when I make my sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
If we kept candy in the house and we don't get a lot of kids, then we have a problem. Because the wife and I are both being more conscious of what we're eating.
Yeah.
I can't have candy in the house. Now, we're already getting to the point where when we go to the shelter on Wednesday nights, we're not going this week because the director and a couple of the other volunteers are going to be covering, because we can't leave our dogs home on Halloween, especially with the damn puppy in a crate right by the doorbell.
Oh, yeah. No.
And no matter how much tape I put across the front porch, you always get those idiot kids. Plus, the one dog in the window barking at all the kids going by is going to set him off. So it's just a bad scene all around.
Yeah. And
But
once
the
you get one
following
dog barking, it's a chain reaction.
Yep. The following week, there's going to be a lot of candy and stuff at the shelter. I guarantee it, because people are going to bring. That's the dumping ground for all the extra stuff. And of course, I got no self-control at that point. Here, Kim also pointed this out. That.
Yeah. Peanut allergies. I get it.
Yep.
I do get it.
Hopefully, now that everybody knows what was causing peanut allergies, they will stop happening so much.
God, I hope so. As I said, parents, you better mix a little bit of bacon in with your eat bacon so it gets in the breast milk. You better mix bacon in with the formula. Better not be no damn.
Yeah.
Damn. If people start developing allergies to bacon, and I can't get bacon at my damn restaurants, listen, they're going to be hell to pay. Hell to pay.
Oh, yeah. No, I completely understand.
And hell to pay is not a nickname for Donald Trump. Let's be clear about that.
No, that's Heil to pay.
Teresa's writing in that, and 9:15 lights out. Our town council actually passed a resolution similar to ones that we saw.
Do they close at 8?
9.
9.
Anyone out after 9 o'clock is subject to a fine.
Oh. See, now ours is fairly good. When the porch light's out, they don't bother coming up. But, it's
This is new to me. I didn't know about this whole teal pumpkin thing. So I guess there's some kind of signal that if you put something out, people know that you're.
I think I remember something last year. Yeah, the teal pumpkin means allergen, conscious treats or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to get on a whole allergy thing.
Our official times are 4:30 to 7:30.
Okay, 4:30 to 7:30 here in Central Illinois, Springfield area.
Oh.
So, but we also are an hour behind you. So, that's why. So, all right. So, but let's talk a little bit about not the kids and Halloween, but let's talk about the adults. Because evidently, not only do children need rules for Halloween, like hours to trick or treat and things like that, but adults seem to forget fundamental do's and don'ts for costumes. And it's amazing that after this many years, we still have to tell people these things. All right, but as a public service announcement, that's what we're here for. So in order to comply with the FCC's ruling that every once in a while we have to give out public service announcements, here is your public service announcement list of Halloween don'ts. All right? Don't dress up in blackface. All right? Don't dress up as any leader who caused a Holocaust or, anything related to that. Don't dress up as the downtrodden. All right? Homeless costumes, those aren't, no. Not good. Don't dress up as tragedy survivors. No, never works out.
Do not dress up as any current political figure or past political figure.
Oh, we had a blow-up Trump at the church.
Here's the point. If you dress up as a political figure, you're running at about pretty close to 50-50 chance of...
The only political figure you can dress up as is Lincoln.
Yes.
Or Uncle Sam.
Or George Washington.
George Washington.
Safe for George Washington.
Well, depending upon the historical accuracy, yes.
A big styrofoam axe and an apple.
Yeah.
There you go. If you want to make sure you're going to get good candy, don't go dressed up as the person that person thinks is the devil. Whether that be Trump or Pelosi. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently Shaun White did the ginger snowboarder did not pay attention to any of these rules.
Oh no! What did he do?
And he didn't even watch the movie apparently, because he didn't heed the message from the movie Tropic Thunder.
Oh yes.
He went as Simple Jack.
Yeah. No.
And they say it right in the movie. You never go full, and I'm not even going to say the R word.
Yeah.
But
yeah, don't dress up as any challenged individual.
Think about it. Tropic Thunder was brilliant when it came out, but it pretty much offended every single person on the planet when you think about it, because you had Ben Stiller playing the mentally challenged person, the full-on mentally challenged person.
Mm-hmm.
You had Robert Downey Jr. in blackface the entire movie, acting in blackface the entire movie. You had Jack Black, who was the crack addict, eating his cocaine Skittles the entire movie.
Well, at least he died fairly quickly, though.
Jack Black did not die.
I thought he did.
Nobody died in the movie.
Yes, they did.
Who died in the movie?
Well, the director for sure died.
In Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
Go to the web.
That's how they didn't know. They didn't realize that it wasn't real, or that it was real. They still thought they were filming. The director, I believe it was the director that died fairly early on, stepped on a landmine or something. I'm pretty sure I remember that movie because I didn't watch it that long ago.
Okay, you're right. Wait a second. When they're frustrated, director Steve Coogan drops them in the middle of the jungle. I just read something here.
Yeah.
I read something here that the writers actually said that no, he did not really die.
Okay, well, boy, it sure looks like somebody gets blown apart.
Well, there's supposed to be a plot within the movie that maybe he faked his own death, so everybody thought he was dead.
Whatever. Right. It doesn't matter. It's not germane to the conversation.
I guess they never actually resolved it.
So yeah. Regardless, blackface bad. In fact, hold on. I did find the only acceptable reason to paint your face a different color other than your own, and it's not clown because clowns are creepy.
Oompa Loompa?
Yes.
Okay.
You can go orange as long as you're not making fun of Tan Mom or somebody like that.
Well, you could also well, I guess Joker kind of falls into the clown idea, or Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You know, any of the Marvel superheroes, if you wanted to go as Vision, if someone so dared.
Which actual red is fine.
Yeah. I had a middle grandchild, you know, he's 4, loves Marvel superheroes. He was going, I asked him what he was going to be for Halloween. He goes, Iron Man. And I go, oh, do you know what happens to Iron Man when he gets wet? And he goes, no. I go, he turns into Rust Man. It's a dad joke. Yes. So then evidently he went home and asked his dad all about it and wouldn't stop bugging him.
Well, okay. So now
That's
Teresa
the fun
wrote
part.
this one in, and I guess this.
Don't be afraid to modify your costume if it's cold where you live. It's better to stay warm and be healthy than show a lot of skin. Boy, I found a lot of people that were freezing at the trunk or treat, and then I found a lot of parents that were smart. Little kid dressed as Elmo, plenty warm. He's in a big fur suit. Another one, dog, plenty warm. These two girls that were probably maybe 10, they were the twins from that Red Rum movie, whatever it was, at the end of the hall.
Shining.
Freezing everything off. You know?
Yeah.
Who has the better set of parents? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it probably was warmer when they were designing the costume
Yes, but
because it did suddenly go cold here.
you know what everybody had there? A phone. And there's this thing called the weather app that's free. And they're usually pretty good about their forecast.
Yeah.
And when was the last time it was ever warm here at Halloween? I'll go never. You know?
Well, here's the best part. Like when kids come up. Okay, now I'm the grumpy old man.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this before. I sit out on the front porch so that the kids don't ring the bell.
Yeah.
And I basically head them off on the porch. That's fine. I don't mind doing it. You know, as long as I'm supplied with coffee or hot chocolate or whiskey, I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get the kids that don't even bother dressing up.
Oh, yeah, I hate those.
At which point, they're just walking up with a pillowcase. And I say, what are you? A high school student. You get a rock.
Yeah.
What are you? I'm a kid who had detention for being late, so I didn't have time to go home and change into my costume, which was, okay, you get 2. What are you dressed as? Opens his or her coat. Well, okay. You obviously didn't think about your costume if you have to wear a coat over your costume.
Yeah.
But at least you showed me that you tried. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, it's real cute that you're dressed up as a bunny or a ballerina or something, but then have to wear a parka, which completely ruins the effect. There are costumes that are warm, but then again, you get that weird hot day, and
yeah,
and yes, they see now. Okay, this is the debate that I always have with parents. They could be doing worse things rather than getting candy. Yes, I understand that, but the whole idea of Halloween trick-or-treating is getting dressed up. That's kind of the basis of the holiday, is getting dressed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just to randomly go around and get candy. That is an entitlement. These are future Democrats. I'm kidding.
Are you saying these kids are on candy welfare?
No, but you did.
Oh.
At least put a little bit of effort on, okay? At least throw on a jersey, a football jersey, or a football sweatshirt and tell me I'm a Giants fan. Okay, you did something. Don't just come up in street clothes with nothing.
Yeah.
Grab Mama's eyeliner and put some stitches like, oh, I'm an early stage zombie. Okay, fine. Make up a story. I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't just tell me I'm a high school student. Yeah, but what are you dressed as? I'm a high school student.
So
do me a favor. Say, I'll give you this candy if you say you want fries with that, or say, would you like to supersize? Come on, man.
At least raid your parents and like, I'm a high school student from the 70s.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Have some candy.
Be creative.
Yeah. There's many articles today on, last minute costume ideas. You guys are already online all the time anyway.
If I wasn't afraid that the kids would try and climb the light post out on my front lawn to I would pull the floor is lava on them. But there's really no place for them to go other than up that light post, and I just know that that's a recipe for disaster. So
yeah. All right, so speaking of costumes, let's play a little quick game. Now I have to get this ready so Colin can't see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everybody knows that you can do a store-bought costume, right? All right, but store-bought costumes sometimes are expensive. Well, sometimes there are cheaper alternatives to store-bought to the mainstream store costumes. But, to make them cheaper, they have to not pay the royalties. So these are knockoff Halloween costumes. I will tell you what the name of the packaging is, and you will tell me what they are knocking off. Okay? So this should be pretty easy. You just have to remember these are knockoffs. So think like Chinese movie titles. All right?
Oh.
Pete the Plumber.
Mario?
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Oh, I thought you were going to draw pictures. Okay.
No, because the picture would give it away because the name's on there, and so it'd be way too easy. Pubescent Frog of Silent War. Any guess?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Yes, you're right. Juice Demon.
Fruit Ninja.
Nope. Juice Demon. Any other guesses? This is a very close translation. You can't say his name 3 times.
Beetlejuice?
Yes!
You're kidding me.
Beetlejuice.
We took so long. Teresa got it before us. I mean, even with the delay, she got it before we got to the next one. Holy crap.
I'm
Hermione Grinder.
not even going to bother answering that one.
That sounds like a damn porn name. I'm sorry.
All right. How about Elton Ron?
Oh, God. Elton. Freddie Mercury? No.
How about Where's the Stripey Dude?
Where's Waldo?
Yes. Blue Speed Mouse.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
Wow.
First Time Offender. This is a lady's costume.
First Time Offender?
Yes.
Virgin Mary?
Nope. First Time Offender.
Who has that? No,
It's from a
so
TV
great.
show.
Oh, Jane the Virgin?
Nope.
Oh. TV show.
First Time Offender. It's Orange is the New Black. It's just an orange jumpsuit.
Oh, Jesus.
Men Out of Space. It includes a hood, a cape, or a mask, a cape, pantsuit. Sword sold separately. Men Out of Space.
Teresa is guessing Men in Black?
Nope. It is Darth Vader. Oh, here we go. How about Green Villain?
Joker?
Yes, Joker. Very good, Mike. Here's one. Blockhead.
Minecraft guy?
Nope, but you're close.
Lego?
Yes, Lego Man.
Okay.
Misfit Sidekick. This is another lady's costume. Misfit Sidekick. Misfit Sidekick.
TV or movie?
Movie. Was in a movie with Will Smith.
Will Smith.
I got it. It's Harlequin.
Harley Quinn, yes.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see here. Here we'll do here. If you guys get this one, I will be really impressed. This one goes by two names: Cyberman or Padre. To turn it into a Padre costume, you'd have to add the white collar. Cyberman or Padre. It's essentially a black coat.
Neo.
Yes, Neo. Very good. Yes. So those are all knockoff Halloween costumes.
I have no idea what I'm going to wear.
Well, maybe you can get one of these. Because they also have ones like Raider Girl or Brave Warrior America or Eurasian Traveler. Borat. A lad in a costume for Aladdin. Yeah. So I thought those were fun.
Part of me that just wants to throw on my hockey equipment and just sit on the porch and net. And just stay real still until they get up close, and then it'll be like, oh, la, la, la.
Put a little bit of that fake blood stuff on there. You're good to go.
Yeah.
You can get some Tic Tacs and spit them out and say it's teeth.
What was that movie we watched?
Goon. Yep. Goon. Oh.
Terrible movie.
It wasn't terrible. All right. Let's talk about something that Mike and I have somewhat of a conspiracy theory about. All
okay.
Right? It was all the news. Okay. And it is this 6-year-old boy who evidently had a pizza party for 32 of his classmates and nobody showed up. All right. It was making its round on social media. Then the news picked it up. And, what made famous about it was this picture right here of this little kid sitting all alone and these tables made up for his birthday with pizza at him, and he's there all by himself. So this was what was going around. Now, to me, this seemed a little suspicious. Because and I wasn't the only one. All right, because this had, just seemed a little set up. You invite 32 people and they RSVP and none of them show up.
I'm not buying it. I wasn't buying it just because I've seen a bunch of stuff like this post before, and everybody seems to get like sympathy.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
So that was my thought immediately.
Yeah. Usually the payoff is pretty high for this type of thing.
Right. So this kid then got invited to what, a Phoenix Suns game?
Phoenix Rising football team extended an invitation for him to join them, with their vice president confirming that Teddy will be at Friday's game.
Okay, but he also got to the Phoenix Suns game thanks to DJ Khaled, of all people.
Yeah, and then he also got a FaceTime interview thing with the guy who wrote Diary of a Wimpy Kid. In a tour of his office.
Oh yeah, Mama Blair asking, and you know what? I don't even know how old is a kid supposed to be?
6.
6.
Yeah, so it was just seemed a little bit I don't know. There were a lot of things that weren't adding up.
Right.
And maybe it's just because of the pessimistic world that we live in nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. And you know what? The kid's parents actually went on TMZ to defend that this was not planned. We weren't trying to get anything for the kid. Okay, that's what somebody who planned something would say.
Well, yeah, they'd go on TMZ, because...
I mean, I mean, more power to you. If you were faking it or not, more power to you. But I don't know, man. I just can't see that many people, like you said. They all RSVP'd. And why are they not calling out?
Yeah. But on the other side, on the flip side of it, why are we not hearing from the classmates or the parents of the classmates going, hey, we didn't hear anything about this, or we weren't invited, or we didn't RSVP. I mean, if supposedly you have 32 other kids, and that means you have 64 other parents, that could easily contradict this statement. So where are those voices? Why aren't we hearing those? Maybe they're not being asked because it's too good of a feel-good story. When
I look through the Twitter from the original link, there's somebody has a picture of somebody saying that they went to the party. There's lots of people there, but they also said that their kid gave them a $70 gift card, which everybody's responding back to that, going, nobody gives a $70 gift card to a 6-year-old's birthday party.
No.
So that's probably. But my favorite one in here is someone has a pie chart from where it's part of the pie chart's yellow, part of most of the pie chart's blue, and the what it says next to it is, did this really happen? And blue is no, and yellow is no, but in yellow.
So it's 100% no.
It's 100% no.
So it's I don't know. It's just it's one of those things where we now have to doubt all these stories.
I'll bet you this kid don't dress up for Halloween. He just goes and expects to get candy because his parents.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just.
You know what? There's part of me that it bothers me that we're quick to jump to the negative on something like this. That kind of tells me how society is at this point.
Yeah. Now
and the fact that these parents did have to go and defend themselves. I mean, I do feel bad for the parents, but
now I will say I have had something like this similar to actually happen. All right, where I was a first party to it. Okay, so I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but here's the scenario that I was in. All right, my cousin, who's developmentally challenged. All right. Now, granted, he's 18, but still, he's got the mentality of about a 5 or 6 year old. All right, invited a bunch of friends from the high school that he attended to come to his birthday party. And they all said yes. And of course, when the time came, no one showed up. So I won't say that it doesn't happen. Okay, but. That was, I think there were more layers to that story, to that situation. So it does obviously happen, but I don't know that it would happen in this scenario here.
Yeah.
and those people were jerks that did that. So, and I think I went into depth about that on a previous show. So if you haven't listened to that show, just download every show we've ever done and you'll find it. All right. It's not much to listen to, only about a year worth straight if you listen all the way through. Do nothing else. So, because I was looking at our feed, we've got stories all the way back to at least 2008 on our feed. So, only up to 10 years worth of history that you could listen to if you start at not even the beginning, where we are. So, but, so yeah, a lot of questions about this one. So, but we have more to talk about other than this. We do have I do kind of want to talk about this Bridezilla, but Mike, I think you might have something else. Did you have another one that you wanted to talk about?
Well, all right. So we had your thought about why Sharknado really got canceled, and that's because Tara Reid apparently was kicked off of a Delta flight.
Oh, yeah.
And there was video of her taken by a passenger where she's walking off the flight. She does not seem to stumble. She doesn't seem... So right away, when I saw the video, I was like, something's not right here.
And one of the reasons why I kind of jumped to a conclusion, I'll admit I jumped to a conclusion, is because we all listened to her interview with the Australian version of Today.
Right.
Where she was drunken, rambling idiot prior to Sharknado 6 coming out, which has become her MO. All right? Let's not pretend that she is not a drunken, rambling idiot most of the time.
Yeah.
So when a story comes out and the headline is Tara Reid kicked off airline, I just jumped to the conclusion, there's a drunken, crazy video of her, slurring her words, tripping her way off of a plane.
And that was not the case. So right away, something wasn't adding up. The next day, she released a statement that she got off the flight willingly because the flight attendants wanted her to put her dog, who's a support animal, whatever, but wanted them to put her dog in the overhead bin for the duration of the flight. Which, as we know...
has killed dogs before.
Yes. So,
and let's just say, Delta doesn't have a great track record with animal care in the first place. No. They killed a bunny. They've killed several dogs. I think there was a cat and a turtle involved. All right. The goldfish, they just flush down the toilet so that nobody ever knows. All right. That's the Delta. If you can't afford to have your vet put your animal to sleep, just take it on a Delta flight. All right. Job done.
So, there was a follow-up to this. Delta did release a statement and spoke to TMZ about this and said, Tara was in first class. And first class seats do not allow bags at your feet.
Okay.
As a result, the flight attendant did ask Tara to put her dog's carrier in overhead, but not the dog itself. The dog could have stayed on Tara's lap for the flight.
Oh.
And the rep says Tara was plainly told she could keep the dog in her lap or by her feet. But that kind of contradicts that if you're not allowed to put a carrier by your feet, why would you be allowed to keep the dog at your feet? Additionally, Delta says she didn't go quietly. It was very unruly and disruptive, according to flight attendants and other passengers. But I saw the video that she just walked off. So I don't understand. There's definitely some stuff happening here.
I love the comments, though, on TMZ. Gee, Tara, if your looks amounted to more than the value of 2 dead houseflies, you would have a private jet. Man, she looks way older than 42. They should have put her in the overhead bin. How is this train wreck still making it into the news? Wasn't she washed up in the 90s?
Well, not for nothing. There are a lot of celebrities that TMZ gives
time to, yeah.
Right? And I don't understand why. Like D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley hasn't done anything funny since the 80s, as far as I know. But he's always on TMZ with some political opinion. George Lopez, I can't keep his TV shows. All right. He had a talk show, but then the rest of his TV shows are all kind of the same. But somehow he's always winding up on TMZ because of political statements. So apparently, if your career is in the tank and you have no other work, if you say anything political, Kathy Griffin, then you will be on TMZ and get attention. Yes, Tara.
Somebody said she drinking again. The response: has she ever stopped?
This is true. We have discussed that one many times. That is a theory. That is a theory that she is mainlining alcohol at this point.
Mm-hmm. By Friday, her story will be that the airline wanted to duct tape the dog to the wing of the plane. Oh. By the way, her emotional support animal was 3 months old. What type of training for emotional support does a 3-month-old dog have? Where's its certificate?
The answer for that is that an emotional support animal does not get any kind of training.
Yeah.
A service animal gets trained.
I know.
Bastards. Now,
we should dress up the dog. You should dress up your dogs as emotional support animals for Halloween, Mike.
Oh, Lord. Okay, look. Tara May, she may be imbibing in alcohol at this point because she is preparing for the possible shortage.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she's storing it up for winter like squirrels do?
Well, scientists have now come out and said that climate change could be responsible for the cost of our beer to double.
Hey, I sent this article to a friend of mine who homebrews.
Uh-huh.
And who's into all the microbrewery stuff and the fancy schmancy beers, and he calls my Bud Light, piss water and all that other kind of stuff. And I said, ha-ha! Whiskey better.
And what was his response?
His response was, I hate you.
Oh.
And I said, yeah, but you're not man enough to drink a real drink.
So the thought behind this is that we're dealing with more extreme heat, climate shifts, climate swings, and droughts in a lot of areas where barley, which is one of the main ingredients in beer, is grown.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But what they're not telling you is...
Sorry, the way you said that was hilarious.
What?
What the elite Illuminati are telling you.
The secret lizard shadow government
is not telling you.
is that they've already stored tons of it in an underground bunker just underneath a pizza place in Washington, D.C.
They actually have stored. They have stockpiles of barley. But big alcohol.
Oh, big alcohol. Oh, my God.
Is actually working on drought-resistant and faster, sprouting barley.
Yeah.
So you're saying
right?
Beer is going to cause the zombie apocalypse.
No, I'm saying, damn it, this is why we need GMOs, okay? Fine. You don't want GMO food? Fine. Beer is important.
Beer is the basis for our society.
Beer is a big reason that we can tolerate you vegan people who don't want GMOs. This is a very important tool in maintaining peace in our nation.
That's true. It is true.
All right. If ever there was a case for GMOs, this is it.
at every, world summit on anything, what do they serve? They serve water and beer and wine.
Yes.
All right. They don't serve Kool-Aid.
No.
No. No sodas. No.
The last time they served Kool-Aid was at the summit at Jonestown.
I thought you were going to say it at a compound somewhere.
Well, yes, exactly.
But
I agree. This finding out that barley is actually very drought tolerant anyway, so they don't really need to do anything else to it.
but it's the hops. You have to keep the hops going.
Because what they're trying to do to the other plants is get the genes over from the barley to make them more drought resistant. So I agree. The hops, yeah.
So those people that like hoppy beer, you should be most concerned.
Now, see,
now, Colin,
this may be the most true statement that's ever been sent into the show.
Just put tea in there and have three most.
Yeah. So we revolted over tea. Now your sister and brother-in-law,
yes,
both brew.
My brother-in-law brews.
Okay. Well, your sister names it. I don't know. She seemed to be very involved in the process every time I've talked to her.
It was her favorite beers that were brewed for her birthday.
Okay. So, but they both go around tasting and everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to, as soon as possible, convert them to all-electric vehicles, install solar panels on their roofs, and tell them exactly why. So that they can save their beer. All right? Otherwise, it won't be there for future generations.
Well,
all right.
She did just get a package in the mail from her Reddit wish list. I told her she should put a car on her wish list too. Now I should tell her it's an electric car.
Yes.
And
yep.
The solar panels, rest of that.
Yep, all her stuff.
Although she doesn't have that much surface area for solar panels.
Well, she's gonna have to move out to the country.
Oh, we'll put a house on the Reddit list as
yes.
well.
Yes.
Go to the country so I can brew my beer. I need solar panels so I can brew my beer.
So yeah, it's very important. We need to think about these things. But then again, we all know global warming doesn't really exist. It's not real. It's just something
don't make me get on the soapbox about global warming versus climate change.
It's colder than it is right now. It's colder, right? It keeps getting colder. So obviously there's no global warming. We all know that.
No, it's climate change.
It's
been happening for billions of years on the planet.
Nope. I'm going to go outside with my hairspray and I'm going to give my tree a perm. All right.
All you hear is global warming. Global warming. You don't hear shit specific about the hole in the ozone layer anymore. No. You want to know why? Because it healed itself.
But you want to know why? Because we switched to the pump. You remember those back in the 90s?
It's because Captain Planet stopped those bad guys.
Combined your forces.
Who were building air conditioners and then cutting them in half.
Which Captain Planet, though?
The Don Cheadle Captain Planet from the College Humor ones. The best Captain Planet.
In fact, you know what? Now I gotta go look this up. Did the hole in the ozone close? Yeah, apparently I'm not the only one, because as soon as I type did the hole in the, and Google populated ozone close for me.
Yeah. So it's more of a depression than a hole, really.
It's still closing.
Yeah.
Yes. So there you go. All right. We must be doing something right for that to happen. Either that, or the whole reason that the Sharper Image went out of business is because everybody bought the Ionic Breeze ozone generators and just put them up there and point them at the sky.
Well, we're all wearing personal Ionic Breezes now when we travel, so those help.
We stopped putting ozone-depleting things in our spray cans just to spray stuff. And
we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
They're still full of propane and butane.
Yes, but they used to be full Freon or whatever it was.
Fluorocarbons.
Fluorocarbons.
I don't know. They don't make as good a torch as they used to. Okay. I can tell you that.
So,
and air conditioners aren't quite as good as they used to be.
So NASA has said they have the first direct proof of ozone hole recovery due to chemicals ban. And this is evidence of the Montreal Protocol success, not the Paris Accords. The Montreal Protocol. I never heard of the damn Montreal Protocol before. Why? Because it's working.
You know what? I actually have a separate article here that says that Glad Wrap is actually more to credit with the fixing of the ozone layer, because they finally came out with a wider, wrap that we could just put right over top of it. Keeps things fresh. So we're good. That's all we need.
As long as we don't wind up going down the road of Highlander 2 with the shield.
Or Men in Black 3. All right.
Or Spaceballs.
All right. Moving along. Colin, you were a MoviePass person.
Yes.
All right. Looks like that company is in a lot of trouble. But what's interesting is another company has decided, hey, they had such great success. Let's do that. All right. Instead of what we're doing, which is somewhat profitable. So Lyft, the rideshare service, has decided that they now are going to launch a $299 subscription plan. They were piloting it before, but now it's available to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And so for $299, you supposedly, according to their rules, can take up to 30 rides, which can be up to $15 each per month. Or which seems like a real weird way of saying unlimited, because it's not really unlimited.
No.
So you did the math on this.
Yes, I'm looking for my math now, trying to find.
All right. So, what they say is starting today, U.S.-based riders.
Let's go back to MoviePass. So MoviePass said that you pay us $10.
Yes.
And you can watch a movie per day every day.
Every day of the month.
Every day of the month.
That's what they started with.
Right. So you can say like a ticket costs $12. So you immediately
make your money back.
By even one ticket, you saved money.
Yeah, you saved $2. So
this thing with Lyft, I figured out that this is what this really is pay us $299, and then you may take 30 up to 15-mile trips, which is effectively saying buy 30 11-mile trips, and we'll let you take 4 extra miles per trip free.
And what this is doing is two things. One, it's giving them more capital up front.
Yes.
Okay. Two, it's insurance. It's kind of locking you into their service.
Yep.
Okay, for the month at least.
Uh-huh.
3, it's 2, it's locking you into their service.
3, they're getting you to pay more money than you would have paid for the trips, paying them one by one instead of all at once.
Yeah. Yeah. And it still doesn't take into account flex pricing, surge pricing, because those trips will still have to be shorter to be under the maximum per trip pricing for this plan.
Yeah, if it's surge pricing, then you're because it's a limit of money per trip.
Yeah.
So if it's like a really popular time, then you can only go one block.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay extra.
So it would be different if it was like, all right, 30 rides of up to 15 miles. Yeah. That'd be different, because then I could see, hey, I could make some money if this was in surge pricing time or popular time.
As long as I have to travel up to 15 miles every single time I want to use Lyft.
Yeah. Or if they said, hey, you know what? It's going to be $299 and you get 500 miles. Or whatever it it works out to, or 200 miles. No matter how you do it, this is your mile. We're going back to minute plans.
Yeah.
Here's your mile plan.
Yeah,
all
mile
right.
plan will work.
Mile plan, and we don't care how you use it, when you use it. Here you go. So Lyft, we're giving you ideas on how to get money. All right, this is perfect.
Now, I will say that Sunday, as I was talking about, Saturday. Kim had a baby shower in the afternoon before this party that I DJ'd.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of her coming to the party and then having 2 cars to go home, I said, why don't you just take a Lyft? I can give you a referral credit, and you can take the Lyft, and then you just ride home with me when the party's over. I figured this would be great because then she could help me unload stuff from the place, which wound up to be she carried 2 bags and then waited in the car because I had to put the car in the fire zone. But so around here, Lyft actually winds up being cheaper than Uber.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never taken either, so I'm from the outsider view on this.
When I came back from Charlotte with my friends from the airport, instead of getting a car to, scheduling a car and paying for a limo or whatever, we decided we would just either Lyft or Uber. And Lyft was actually $15 cheaper from the airport for the same trip. Now, the 3 of us had to cram into the back seat of a Honda Pilot, but you know what? It was a short trip. That was fine. So in some markets, I could see where they want to do this, where Uber's kind of got a stronghold.
Yeah.
Because Uber, when you think about it, Uber is kind of like the Kleenex of ride sharing.
Yeah, it is. Everybody thinks of it first.
Or the Coca-Cola of ride sharing. So when somebody says, "Oh, let's just Uber," what they mean 9 times out of 10, or I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but a lot of the times people are actually getting a Lyft, or there may be another one as well. I think there's a third option now.
Yeah.
But ride 7, all 7 or something.
I don't know. There's so many now, evidently.
But I think you're right. I mean, the 15 now. What I'd be curious is, I know I actually still know people that don't own a car.
Okay, so there's Uber, Lyft, Via, Get, Curb, and Z-Trip. Those are the top ones.
Okay.
As an example, let's say you live in Manhattan, and most of the time that you are just you're traveling around Manhattan, going to work, for example, and then back to your house. Manhattan, as far as I can tell online, because I've never been there, but Manhattan is 13.4 miles long and 2.3 miles wide.
Yeah, so
chances are, if you were buying this Lyft thing, you're wasting money.
Yes.
So,
because you also have to look at it as if you live in Manhattan, chances are you have a Metro card that you're already paying for to take public transportation everywhere if you don't own a car. But let's say somebody who lives by me here and doesn't own a car for whatever reason and needs to take a cab or something to work every day. This could feasibly be cheaper than having to get a car when you factor in insurance, gas, car payment, maintenance. Yeah. This could be a cheaper option for something like that.
Yeah, as long as you live exactly 15 miles from your house.
Like I said,
even then, it's 30 trips a month or 30 days?
It's 30 trips.
It's 30 trips. So even then,
that's only 15 days if you're there and back.
15 days if you're there and back, right. So,
and even if you're only counting work days, you're still a week shy. You're still 5 days shy.
Yeah.
Typically 20 work days in a month, on a short month.
Yep. Okay.
So, but anyway, what it comes down to is Lyft. We got some ideas for you. Give us a call. All right. If you want to know how to do this thing right, we are just the guys to tell you. We got some ideas. Okay. So, I think we probably, there's so much to unpack with these double feature movie reviews. Well, first of all, hold on. Before we get to that, I want to ask a question. Because the last few weeks we've been reviewing TV shows that have been out.
Oh, yeah. So, The Rookie finally started.
Okay, The Rookie started.
And I'll say The Rookie was pretty good. The only reason it works at all is because of its lead. If it's anybody but Nathan Fillion, I don't think that would work at all.
All right. Did we talk about Doctor Who the last show?
Briefly,
okay.
Briefly.
I'm now.
Yeah, you weren't sure about it. That's right.
I'm still not sure about it. In fact, the last episode didn't like.
The one that aired.
I didn't see I didn't see yesterday's.
Okay,
so, but
neither did I.
The previous one I wasn't crazy about.
You're talking about the desert.
Yeah, the desert one. Was not thrilled about. Didn't like it. You know. So
wait.
No. The desert one was 2 ago.
Yeah.
The last one was
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks one, definitely didn't like that one. Not because anything against Rosa Parks. Let me put that out there first and foremost. That was fine. I just felt like it was social commentary Doctor Who, and I never like those episodes.
Now,
and
personally,
I think it's set up a. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, me personally, I think we're starting to see Jodie Whittaker get her footing as the Doctor. And I saw that more in Rosa Parks. You're starting to see more of those Doctor Who type qualities in her.
Here's what I'm seeing more of. I'm seeing more of Sam Beckett and Quantum Leap because they set up an entire Quantum Leap arc in this, and that's not Doctor Who.
No, that is Doctor Who.
Actually, I saw it more. I saw it as a cross between Quantum Leap and Sliders.
Yes.
Which that actually it goes back to the first Doctor. They did a lot of those back with the first Doctor. I am seeing though a lot of social commentary stuff. I am a bit worried that they keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't want that.
The one you didn't see has Chris Noth, one of the old Law and Order actors.
Okay.
Anyway, he's basically playing Donald Trump.
All right, I'm gonna hate this show. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna watch it under protest. So
here's my thing. I'm making a conscious effort when I watch it to try and separate the stories from the acting. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but this season is the first one with the new showrunner.
Correct.
Yes.
So that right away
it's a lot of new staff actually. It's not just showrunner. So
this is taking you down a different path. I don't want to say that Jodie Whittaker is a bad Doctor Who because I don't like the stories.
Agreed. And that's why I'm hate watching. So on the other note, so my question is, what other shows that we reviewed are you still watching? Because we watched a lot of stuff. What are you still watching? I can tell you from experience, I'm still watching Magnum P.I., and I like it. All right, my wife, not so much. She really hates the Higgins involvement in the show because she goes, the old Higgins never involved himself in the show this much. Wasn't a badass, was really a behind-the-scenes character, so I don't get why they had to do it. And I'm like, well, because it's the 2000s and we need to have a female presence on the show as well, and that's why. They had to do it, and I don't mind it.
Higgins was pretty involved. It was the guy who owned the house who never showed up.
Well, yeah, he never showed up, but I don't know. She just, that was her take. I'm like, I like it. I'm cool with it. I dig it. I do watch that one. Also, Legends of Tomorrow started.
Yes.
Since we were on last. I like it. I'm liking Flash. That has started back up. I'm good with that one.
Never watched Flash. Arrow, I am not liking.
I am like over a season behind on Arrow, unfortunately, so I need to get caught up on that.
I am definitely not liking Arrow. The thing I like about Legends of Tomorrow is it looks like Constantine is going to be a series regular this season.
That's the rumor, that he will be.
I like his character. I didn't quite like the show, but I like his character. I am still watching New Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm behind. That's just because I've had way too much to watch. But I am planning to catch up.
I have not been keeping up with The Neighborhood.
That's the old folks show, right?
No,
that's the Cool Kids.
Okay.
Cool Kids I'm still watching. Kim has been hooked into the Cool Kids as well.
I said it on the DVR. I haven't watched it yet, but I have a feeling that's one of the ones I'm going to keep watching.
I like the cast, but the scripts have been crap.
Yeah.
And I've still got God Friended Me set for the DVR, so got to get caught up on that one.
I'm trying to think what other new ones I've watched.
Has anybody watched The Connors?
Yeah, I watched the first one. Again, this last week or so, I've been behind.
I think
I'll be very behind next week.
I think the premiere episode, I actually liked the way that they handled Roseanne being gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it was kind of a diss to Roseanne, but I liked the way they played the story out. Let me see. The second episode, I'm trying to remember. I know I watched it, but for some reason the second episode is not standing out in my head. But
yeah, that's all right. So I was just curious as to what
gave up completely on Murphy Brown.
Yeah.
I've still been watching FBI.
Okay.
I've definitely have not seen another episode of the Million Little Things, and I never plan to watch it again.
The question is, has anything been canceled yet?
No, there's a lot of things that are probably canceled, but nothing has been so bad that showing a repeat of something else is better than showing it. But what's going to be interesting is what doesn't get right now. Renewal the second half purchases are starting, so that's really where you can tell if they buy more episodes, then it's probably going to be renewed. But if they don't buy more episodes, then it's probably canceled.
Okay, and just to bring this up, I haven't been watching it, but I just want to let everyone know Honey Boo Boo got booted off of Dancing with the Stars Juniors in week number 4.
I saw that headline.
So just to say, here's the likely cancels. Happy Together on CBS, All American on Warner Brothers, Lethal Weapon on Fox, Rel on Fox, The Gifted on Fox.
Really?
Blind Spot on NBC, I Feel Bad on NBC, and Midnight Texas on NBC.
All right. So
I was starting to like The Gifted. I've watched The Gifted since the beginning, but
like I said, these are likelies, not
and
is.
We're also kind of in a lull here.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shows went off the air for a couple of weeks because of the World Series.
Yeah. All right, it is now time for the Double Feature Movie Review, a segment that we do every time we do a show, where we pick traditionally 2 movies to watch, and we tell you whether they are diamonds in the rough or just broken pieces of coal. So whether you need to watch them, we try to pick movies from Netflix, Amazon, YouTube, you name it, and try to pick the major streaming providers. Occasionally we'll pick stuff out of that genre, but traditionally we try to pick stuff that you already have a subscription to and that you can tune in yourself and find out. As soon as we're done with the reviews, we'll pick the movies for the next show so that you can watch them along, and if you want, you can tell us what you thought of them. This week up, we've got 2 movies. It's Carpool and Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. Couple of Oscar winners here, folks. But again, we will tell you which ones are worth your time to watch, and we rank them anywhere from puke to shnikes.
Now, before we get into the actual reviews,
yes,
Shaggy, I have a question. So last night I texted you after I finished watching the movies and discovered that you had not watched them yet.
No, I was on my way home at 8 o'clock,
yes.
8:30 almost, and I said, I still have to watch these. So my reply at that point was, OMG, just
make sure you watch Carpool first before you watch Bubba. Now,
Yeah.
did you do that? And do you think I was correct?
I did do that order, and I was starting to fall asleep at the end of Bubba, so it was a good idea to do it in that order. Because staying up till midnight to watch movies for the next day's review, not the best idea I've ever had after being up, being awake the whole day. So you might see that in some of these reviews. The blurry-eyed ramblings. But I do have 2 well-done reviews that are not printed out this time because I don't have a printer anymore. New printers in the garage. I sold my printer. So I got a new one. When you can sell a printer that's missing a feature that you want and get enough to just about buy the new printer that you do want, you do it. So I say that we do Carpool first.
Okay.
All right. And since I have it written down, I hope you guys don't mind that I go first.
Go ahead.
All right. Back into the grind of the double feature movie review, and we hit the ground running with 2 classic examples of what makes this segment great. Just take this movie as an example, Carpool. The Tom Arnold classic from 1996 that I have never heard of until we were researching movies for our random list. If you had told me that a movie could exist with a longer chase scene than BMX Bandits, I would have said you were full of it. But watch this movie and you'll see I would have been wrong. Oh, but wait, there's so much more. So much very, very more than just a long chase scene in this film. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's give a brief synopsis of the movie. Tom Arnold plays Franklin Laszlo, a down-on-his-luck carnival owner with nothing left to lose. David Paymer plays Daniel Miller, an anal retentive, physically present but career-focused father who because of a sick wife is handling the school run for his kids and children from 2 other families. Then you have all the kids: Rachel Lee Cook, Mickey Kovar, Micah Gardner, Jordan Warkall, Colleen Renaissance, and Ian Tracy. I won't go into who all they play because it doesn't matter, but a listing of their credits include everything from Stargate SG-1, Little Rascals, She's All That, X-Files, Robot Chicken, Fantastic Four, plus more. Now, add to that, this movie also includes Kim Coates as an overzealous cop, and the always funny Rhea Perlman as a super ambitious meter maid, and you've got a pretty good comedic cast. So back to the plot. Tom Arnold, Franklin Laszlo, goes to rob a bank, but it's closed, so he goes next door to the grocery store to wait until it's open. Meanwhile, Daniel Miller has had enough of the kids in what seems like an hour drive to school and stops for more coffee to spill on himself in Danish. 2 burglars try to stick up the grocery store, and Franklin saves the day, but ends up with the rap for the burglary and the cash. Seeing his car blocked in, he takes Daniel as a hostage and jumps in the minivan. Thus, we have the story. Now the chase starts and ends about an hour later. Taking place throughout many streets, parking garages, a mall, and more, it's comical how well this minivan handles the pressure of a hot pursuit. Throughout this adventure, Daniel learns the value of being a present parent, and everyone grows closer together. I won't tell you the rest, but I'll say it's a good watch, and while the ending is a bit predictable, it's a solid watch. I will say that if you ever wanted a movie that combined Daddy Daycare, BMX Bandits, Kindergarten Cop, and a few others that I can't think of, then this movie is for you. It's cheesy and dated, but Tom Arnold is a real gem in it, so while not high enough for a smile, I give it a solid smirk.
Hey, Mike, why don't you go second for once?
Okay. So, let me just start by saying that any movie that starts with damn near 3 minutes of opening credits of just lame graphics and backseat driving banter, we're off to a bad start. I was pretty much shocked and trying to remember if this was ever actually a thing, but what kid really thinks that wearing his zipper down is a fashion statement? What was that ever a thing? Somebody please tell me no, because so Bucky is trying to peek. Oldest son is in the back seat of the van trying to peek at Rachel Lee Cook's boobs, but she ain't got boobs at this age. They didn't come along until she was in She's All That, and even then she didn't really have a whole lot of boobs. I feel like I've seen Tom Arnold and David Paymer in a movie together before. I feel like they did a couple of movies together. I don't know. The one kid takes a piss that we have not seen since the brewery scene in Strange Brew or Revenge of the Nerds 2 with Ogre pissing while the guys are in the hot tub. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with either of these, we have a problem. And now that I'm thinking about it, when I said I saw these guys in a movie together before, I think I'd actually seen this movie before. And that's what I was thinking of. And it didn't dawn on me until the final scene that I think I've seen this movie before. It's one of these movies that makes no damn sense, is very predictable, but it makes me wonder why the hell none of my ideas were ever made into a movie. But like Shaggy, Puke to Shnikes, I'm going to give this one a smirk. If for no other reason than the fact that there were a lot of celebs in their younger years, the story is kind of fun, even if it is completely unbelievable. I really don't have a whole lot of notes on them. I mean, it's the first for me that both of my reviews fit on one side of one sheet of paper. So,
so my review of this, I analyzed this movie and realized it's part of a trilogy. The trilogy from this director of movies that have a Jewish character and a non-Jewish character involved with a crime plot, and that they're running around trying to keep away from people. So this is the third in it. The first one is definitely the best of the three, and that is 1976's Silver Streak with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. So this movie is the same thing. Instead of Richard Pryor, you have Roseanne's ex-husband, Tom Arnold, and David Paymer, who basically is that guy. Oh yeah, it's that guy when you see him. The second one of the trilogy is See No Evil, Hear No Evil. So all three of these movies directed by Arthur Hiller. And you watch this movie, you're like, carpool. You're watching this movie like, this movie was directed by the director of Silver Streak, a movie that I have seen many times. So this is definitely the worst of these three. Now, most of the stuff is already covered by Shaggy and Mike. All I want to say is, do not let your kids watch this movie. This movie has not aged well. In 2018, you cannot have a kid. You cannot have a movie that kids are going to watch where one boy sexually harasses another girl and then ends up getting her as her girlfriend at the end. No. 2018. If this movie came out in this year, everybody involved with this movie would no longer have a career. It just would not happen anymore. It's just, I was watching this going, really? You're just going to have him fill her up and then get him slapped? Oh, that's funny. That's funny right there. Yeah. I also want to say Tom Arnold. Tom Arnold just plays himself. Arnold, as far as I'm concerned, Tom Arnold has only ever been in one good movie. And that's because it was a Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
I was going to say, if you say anything but True Lies, I'm going to be...
Yeah, it's only True Lies. He was good at True Lies. He was still only playing himself, but it worked there.
He was supporting cast.
I just the entire end of this movie just completely fell apart because it turned into many other films, like a little bit of Christmas Vacation and stuff. It's just, you just watch it going, no. Just the entire ending was crap. Anyway, I gave you the verb.
Okay.
Okay, I am actually going to say that there was another movie that Tom Arnold may have been good in. Give me a second to find it. 9 Months.
Oh, I was going to say McHale's Navy.
Well,
No.
I liked McHale's Navy. I know
No.
I'm weird.
I have read. I have read Bruce Campbell's book where he discusses McHale's Navy, and I would just say Tom Arnold destroyed that movie. There are many other funny scenes that were cut for that movie just because Tom Arnold wasn't in them.
I still liked it. But I'm a simpleton, so,
9 Months was actually before Carpool.
I can't believe he's not been in anything else that was good.
Uncredited in Coneheads, so that don't count.
But it's very possible that Tom Arnold is.
He was in Undercover Blues, barely, but that's a good movie.
I'm not saying Tom Arnold isn't in any other movie that the movie was good. I'm saying Tom Arnold in any movie is terrible, except for Tom Arnold in True Lies, when he was basically the perfect person to play his character in True Lies.
Okay.
All right. So next, selfishly, I want to go first again. So for Bubba,
because I think
the redneck werewolf.
I think the typical order that we usually go in is you, Colin, and then me. Because you typically write up your stuff. Colin is well versed, and I'm just bullet points.
Right.
Yeah, that particular time, I wanted to do the stupid trilogy thing, and I just wanted to do that after the bullet points.
I totally understand.
All right. Bubba the Redneck Werewolf, available on Amazon Prime. It's becoming a fairly common occurrence where we get a film that has such promise in its premise, but then I'm let down far lower than the floor. So let me ask you this question. Did you like the movie Ghost Rider? Would you have liked a funnier version of it? Of course you would. Who wouldn't? Bubba the Redneck Werewolf could have been that movie. The movie that we all needed. A cross between Teen Wolf, Beer from My Horses, and Ghost Rider. Here's the story. Bubba is a pathetic night watch pooch handler who is infatuated with Bobby Joe. But Bobby Joe, the trailer park bicycle, is currently diddling Dangerous Dwight. Now, after a brief scuffle between Bubba and Dangerous Dwight, it's clear that Bubba doesn't have anything to offer Bobby Joe that Dangerous Dwight can't offer with inches to spare. So, what's a guy like Bubba to do? That's right, he drowns his sorrow in the cheapest beer that his bar serves. Meanwhile, there's a mysteriously overly sunburned man comes into the bar, and he offers Bubba a deal that he honestly can't refuse. For just the small cost of his immortal soul, he gets a 4-slice toaster, a smokeless ashtray, and his dreams of long flowing locks, massive muscles, and the adoration of the town. So since his hesitation has already cost him the vegetable peeler, he signs as quickly as he can. In the morning, our beer-swilling Bubba awakens to find himself now transformed into the towering, muscled, imposing form of his new self. That's right, he's now Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. Here's the rub, though. While his wish works out great and he regains Bobby Joe's lust and affection, which causes a brief stint of bow-leggedness, others in town have made deals with the stranger as well, but those haven't worked out so well. A prime example is a butcher who wanted a manage-a hand, only to find out he should have specified how long it should be or its location more precisely prior to signing on the dotted line. So now it's up to Bubba to defeat the evil one and regain the contracts to put back to normal those afflicted with shortish, handish jobbedness or other maladies. The rest I'll leave you to watch, but I can tell you I was disappointed with the remainder of the movie. which, for the exception of a few more pickle in a coffee can jokes, was lackluster. I mean, they could have gone in a lot of different ways and developed this much further, but it seems like they just got lazy and gave up. If they ever create a sequel to this, like they did with Ghost Rider, I sure hope they don't repeat Ghost Rider's mistakes. They need to hire a writer who's better than the first movie's writer so that we can have a complete movie and not one with a good premise which is left holding nothing at the end. I have to give this movie a verp. It was a good kind of bad, but it could have been a great kind of awful had they just tried a little harder.
So, this is what I texted Shaggy after I finished this movie. I said, I just finished Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. I can't think of anything to say. Meaning not, I'm stumped, I don't know how to review this movie. I was kind of speechless after the movie was done. I was like, what did I just watch? What was that? I actually like this movie a bit more than Shaggy does. But that's because, funnily enough, there's one good performance in this movie. And that's the performance of the devil. I thought the devil character was hilarious. There wasn't much else in this movie to watch, other than watching lots of trucks driving around in broad daylight, processed barely to look like night, and drooling fortune tellers. But here's the interesting thing. I don't know if you've looked anything up on this thing. So this was originally a comic book. The comic book was created, owned by Mitch Hyman. Mitch Hyman co-wrote the movie. And more importantly, Mitch Hyman is the guy playing the devil.
Yes.
So I look at this movie and it's like, he also, I think, produced it. I mean, basically, this is his movie. And it's like, he got us together so that he could go around dressed as the devil for a while, and they tried to hang a movie around that. Is what I saw in this thing. It's interesting. Bubba is played by two different people. So the human Bubba at the beginning is different than the Bubba that's actually dressed up as the werewolf. I saw the same thing you did, Shaggy, which is it seemed like they just kind of ran out of ideas and money, so they shot the rest of the movie in a bar and just kind of left it there. I've never seen any of these people before. Some of them were interesting from a character standpoint. Some of them were useless from a character standpoint. I almost gave this movie a meh. It's. I'm not going to give it more than a meh. I'm going to give it meh -1, whatever that is. I can't keep track.
I can't remember, but I'll look it up.
I am just going to file that as meh -1.
Yeah, that's what I'll put it as right now.
It's not terrible. I almost for people who like bad movies, I actually kind of recommend watching Bubba the Redneck Werewolf. I just don't want to give it anything. Like I said, I am still kind of flabbergasted on the existence of this thing, which is relatively. I mean, the camera work was relatively well done, just very cheap. Like, it isn't. I mean, is it really that difficult to shoot at night and with today's modern cameras? I don't know. Take it away, Mike.
So, before anyone says a damn thing, no, Bubba is not a redneck version of me when I'm at the shelter.
I carefully didn't say that.
No self-respecting redneck drives a Nissan pickup truck.
I noticed that too.
But then as he's driving away, the back of the truck says GMC. Then it's a Nissan again.
Continuity errors. Up. Hold on. Did we?
I couldn't tell if Mike was just holding his pose.
Okay, that's really weird. I think Mike dropped off. Let me see. I think Mike, and Skype crashed for Mike. So that's
I love how it's frozen though.
Yeah, I don't know if he's okay. So Mike is calling. All right, so let's see here. I doubt that it reconnects automatically. All right,
Probably doesn't.
oh, there you go. Hey, we got you. There you go.
Okay,
You're back.
I can't see you guys, so
Oh,
There you
you
are.
I
can't.
don't know.
All right, I'll work on it.
I don't know why Skype crashed, but it crashed. Apparently, it doesn't like me talking about Bubba.
It was great because you were kind of holding a pose for a second, and then you were really holding the pose for a while.
I don't know if maybe I just got too much stuff open here or what, but
I don't know. I can see you just fine. So, as long as you can hear us, go ahead and finish your
All right.
your thing, and I'll figure it out.
Where was I? I love the scenes where the devil was messing with everybody in town, and especially the banana in the tailpipe. While I was sitting there, I didn't understand how no one actually called him out for being a werewolf. It's like they were trying to figure out what was wrong with him, and nobody just said, "Damn, Bubba, you're a werewolf." The whole Abbott and Costello bit gone bad with Tim Who. Didn't need that. The fact that they went to a battle of quarters to decide the fate of the town and the world. Let's hope to hell that Trump doesn't see this movie, because that could be a problem. And after all of that, Bubba decides to stay a werewolf. Might be because the other actor that was playing Bubba in the beginning said, "No, I'm not going back." But like Colin said, the devil was the writer, producer, and after this, he actually had a TV show called Coffee Time with the Devil. So he parlayed this movie character into a TV show somehow.
Yeah.
I gave this one a smirk.
Okay, smirk for you.
Only because I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, this is what Hick Trek could have been if Hick Trek tried.
That's great.
And honestly, I would love to see Bubba replace one of the Avengers in the next phase of the MCU, or maybe as one of the Legends of Tomorrow. I think he's a character that could actually go somewhere.
They should do more with Bubba. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
I think they could have. I mean, I think they ran out of money, but they could have come up with something better than the. Oh, okay, we all lose. Oh, the guy comes in with the one piece of information we needed. Great. That just. I will say. The scene of them shooting the college students looking for mushrooms, that was a particularly fun scene. I think if they'd done like more of that in the movie to try to pad it out, I think that would have been good.
All right, we're gonna try and call Mike to see if I can. We'll see if he comes in. And there he is. Now, hopefully, you can see us. Now.
Now I can see it.
All right, good. Okay, so so yeah, I mean, hopefully they can work that character in, because I think you're right. I think there's more to this character than what we're seeing. So, but all right, but it is time now for us to find our next victim. So, Mike, how many items are in the list?
40.
Let's see what we can do here. All right, number dice to roll. 1. Roll.
Decided to change to something new.
Yeah, we'll try. Nope, I'm not going to do that. We're just go to old faithful random.org. I had found one that would actually roll a dice, and I thought that it would look cool, but no. All right. So 14.
Still available. Before I give the title,
Mm-hmm.
it is on Amazon. It's called The Stronghold.
The Stronghold.
In this fantasy adventure film, a young boy views a solar eclipse and is carried 1,000 years back in time, directly into a battle between good and evil. In his hands is a magic stone. With him are the legendary heroes he read about in books. They must battle an army led by a giant stone monster. Will bravery help the light overcome the darkness? Disqualified.
Why?
Ukrainian language film with English subtitles.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get rid of that. I'm not reading a movie. All right. Thank you for finding that now.
I'm moving this to the banned list. Okay.
Oh, that sucks. Ukrainian movie. Oh, that's horrible because it sounded like a good movie.
It did.
It had 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay, try again.
5.
Zombies. Let's see if this is available. I'm pretty sure it is. This is probably in the vein of Bubba. This is still available.
Zombies.
Turning the zombie film on its head, this film is an oddball comedy from the perspective of the brain-munching monsters themselves.
Which one's it on? Amazon. Oh, is it actually is it still a Prime though?
Yeah, it's saying included with Prime.
Okay. All right, that'll work. And we're sure it's in English? That's important.
Yes, that one I'm sure. The other one actually said in the description.
Yeah. All right. 38.
38. Oh, yeah, this one probably is still available. Let's make sure. I am pretty sure I tried avoiding watching this movie many times. Rapture Palooza.
Rapture Palooza?
Yep. Craig Robinson and Anna Kendrick are in this movie. And it is still available on Prime.
After the apocalypse, a young couple set off to stop the Antichrist from taking her as his bride and just maybe save the world in the process. Alrighty.
I'm pulling. So, even though that one was subtitled,
yeah,
I'm using that to find other interesting movies to put on the list.
Yeah. So that's Rapture Palooza. At least we know it's only 84 minutes long.
Nice.
So it shouldn't be too hard of a day. All right. So with all that said, want to thank everybody for tuning into the show this evening. Don't forget you can always subscribe to our podcast. In fact, we would like for you to do that. There are over 660 of you subscribe to the podcast via Podcast Addict for those Android folks. So if you could do that, just go to Podcast Addict and look for PTR Radio. It's easy to subscribe. It keeps you updated all the time. I believe Podcast Addict is even available on iTunes. If not, just use the iTunes podcast app and subscribe to our podcast there. If not, feel free to subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want. However you want, just make sure that you never miss a show. It always helps our numbers. Helps us get more advertisers like Death Wish Coffee, Butterstown Gifts and Creations, Ski, Citrus Beverage, all those fine folks that help our show grow. So don't forget to check out our website, ptrradio.com. It's got the links for everything there. We will be working on an upgrade at some point, probably before the next round of the Celebrity Death Pool, which is coming up before you know it.
Yeah.
That's going to be live on Thanksgiving. We always put it live on Thanksgiving so that you can start to enter your stuff. And remember that entry will close New Year's Day. So, start thinking about your picks now and get them ready. And also start telling all your friends, hey, I need your help. Because, remember, we're still going to do bonus points. And those have mattered this year. So, with all that said, check us out on social media. Just look for PTR Radio anywhere that you want. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can always text us, 217-787-0232. We haven't been real great about the phones lately, but we will get better about that. So with that said, I don't have anything coming up. Mike, you've got something coming up here shortly, don't you? An appearance? Nope? Okay.
That was this weekend.
All right. So if you missed out, you missed out. But with that said, I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. We got to tell people when we're going to be on next. We're going to be on the 12th.
12th, yes.
We will be on the 12th next. And after that, well, it's turkey time, and our schedule gets a little crazy. So make sure to tune in on the 12th for our next episode. Again, I'm Shaggy.
I'm still Colin.
I'm still Mike the 8 Man.
All right, folks, we'll see you later. Stick a fork in us. We are done. Later.